All right, good morning, everybody. Got a another day of hockey coming at us here on a Saturday afternoon. We got a four-game slate starting at 1 o'clock with a nice seven-game slate going on this afternoon. So NBA is on the All-Star break. There are a lot of you guys out there jonesing for some action that are jumping over to NHL. A lot of guys inside the Army have been trying it out the last day or two, so I figured this is a good time to do another video, go over the research station, how everything works, and I'm gonna give you guys the keys today. I'm gonna unlock. I'm gonna go over everything that we normally keep locked up here. Um, so if you like what you see here, if you want access to this full time, join the DFSArmy.com. Coupon code KickSave. You get access to our private Slack channel here, where this is where the discussion goes. Early morning like this is I just kind of put the numbers up, and then all throughout the day, the discussion goes on in here. We got some great coaches: Chapadong, R. Flynn, Shady Mix. Anthony's been helping us out some. So a lot of great info, a lot of guys with some hockey knowledge in here. You can see that is a basketball player that won 5 grand, took third place in the big FanDuel tournament last night. So I mean, it's pretty easy for guys to jump in here and get some knowledge. We also have there's someone up here. There we go, Christy. Chapadon was helping her with her lineup the last minute. She hit 3x, hit a triple up, hit a 5 man, 125 cents in a quarter. Perfectly fine. Everybody, we got all kinds of players that play different bankrolls here. So sometimes I play $20 a night, sometimes I play 100 a night. It just depends on the slate, depends on what's going on. So anyway, all right. So you're gonna look when you open up our research station. All the matchups are gonna be broken down on the main page here. So you can see. Let's take a look at this LA Buffalo game. LA's a 140 favorite, 5.5 over under, 1 o'clock start time. So we're also going to look and see that LA is averaging 3 goals a game over their last 21 days, so 8 games, with 275 goals against. Right about where Buffalo is at 278 goals for and 3 goals against. So those numbers match up pretty good. We got Jonathan Quick projected to start, 332 last 21 games. Robin Lehner, three goals against. Now see, Lehner likes to play well at home. LA is making a trip from the West Coast to play on the East Coast at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is about 10 o'clock LA time. This game is going on, so it's something to take into account. There's another game down here I want to highlight. This is Tampa Bay and Jersey and Toronto Pittsburgh are the games projected to go with a 6 over under at the moment. Tampa Bay's in a smash spot. Vasilevsky has been hit and miss, been giving up goals. He's also had some really good games. Jersey, same thing. They're not doing bad. Kincaid's got 318 goals against. Vasilevsky 3 goals against. So there's definitely some action that can happen in this game. I think Tampa Bay wins this one pretty handedly, but hey, it's hockey. Toronto, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is also in a smash out. Both these teams are playing pretty hot offenses right now and pretty good defenses. They got their starters in. Anderson just had a pretty nice shutout recently. And where's the Vegas game? Nashville. Nashville in a smash spot against Detroit. Detroit is just been pretty bad. Jimmy Howard, 3 goals against average. Pekka Rinne. He killed so many cash lineups the other night. Yeah. And where's Vegas? Vegas is making has an early start. 4 o'clock Vegas time, 7 o'clock Eastern time, normal time for the rest of us. 225 favorites. Marc-Andre Fleury in net. I love playing math. Montreal offense is pathetic. Defense is not bad. Not giving up many goals, but Vegas heavy favorite home. Teams have been showing they are having a hard time going into Vegas and winning. So 36% power play over the last 9 games. against a 72% penalty kill. Lots of goodies here in this game. All right, so quick rundown. You can also check out the tutorial videos that are on the same page as the research station link on the DFS Army website. But Corsi 460. So Corsi is a shot on goal. It is also any shot that misses the net or gets blocked. These are shot attempts. So LA Kings are averaging 56 shot attempts per game, ranked 18th in the league. Buffalo Sabres are giving up 50 shots per game. 56 shots per game, ranked 10th in the league. So they're not too bad. Their offense is horrible. 31st in the league in attempts per game, 50, 48, 35. They went down. They're playing worse over the last 21 days. A lot of that's going to have to do with one of their star players being hurt at the moment. They're really hurting right now. All right, so you go to the next tab here, projected lines. This is where you get to start seeing the goodies. So let's take a look at Vegas. SOGBS, shots on goal plus block shots. This is something that we created here in the Army. We took shots on goals and block shots. We combined them together into one number. They're worth the same amount of points on both FanDuel and DraftKings. This is what we look at for cash floor. This is where, hockey is very highly volatile. You cannot predict who's going to score on what nights, most nights, but you can see their floor. All right. If a guy's getting shots on goal, he's still going to get shots even if he's not scoring. If he's blocking shots, then, if it's a guy that likes to jump in front of the puck, he's good at blocking shots, he's going to do that. Where's Edmonton at? Edmonton has a boy named Chris Russell on defense. 31 shots on goals, block shot. This guy's leading the league in block shots by double digits. Between first and second place in block shots. This guy's a walking bruise. He has well over 100 for the year. I think he's getting up into the 120, 130 range now for the year at a 3,900 price on DraftKings. FanDuel salaries did not import on this list. I'll have to fix that in a minute. All right, so go to Pick'em tiers. All right, if you want to play DraftKings Pick'em, if you're new to hockey, this is a great way to learn. No salary constraints. You just come in, you pick best players out of every tier. DraftKings throws another curveball. 7-game slate, which I hate for Pick'em because you don't get many options. And then they cut the amount of tiers. Only 6 tiers tonight. So they have been changing the format on this all season. And that's what we got. So if you look with the 7-game slate with only the 6 tiers, I guess that helps the stacking options. Look, we get 5 players from Tampa Bay, 4 players from Toronto. Some players you're only going to get 2 players. So the Hawks, you get Cannon Toes, Vancouver, Besser, Horvat. So what we like to do with Pick'em is this sheet is great because you find your offense you want to target. So Lightning are going to be a good offensive target. Penguins are going to be good to target. And Vegas is usually pretty good to target. So if you look at this, with the Penguins, you can take Malkin, then you got to choose between Crosby and Kessel. Lines 1, 2, and 3. That's it. They all share a power play, so you're going to get power play correlation, but you're not going to get a line stack. Golden Knights, you can take Marchessault and put them with Smith or Carlson, but only one or the other. So again, you're only going to be able to take 2 players for this team. But with Vegas, we have Coochie Snack, as we have deemed them. Namstnikov back on line 1. Victor Hedman, defense 1, power play 1. You have a 4-man power play stack right there. Boom. You got a 3-man line 1 stack. You add in Hedman, you get the 4-man power play stack and the 4-man line stack. These 4 players are going to see a lot of minutes together. That's the correlation you want in tournaments. In cash, you're not going to take 4 players from the same team. All right, guys, that's the quick rundown. Excuse me. So let's see what kind of players we can find here. Roman Josi, 54. Defensemen you're going to see with the higher numbers because of their blocking shots. We also have a last 5 defense first position. So you can see Detroit's actually pretty good against defensemen right now. But, Josi's a stud player. Subban's a stud player. Those kind of numbers, being able to lock in that floor is what you want. Look at Ellis, 40 shots on goals and block shot total for 4,900. So for 4,900, you're getting 6 less shots and blocks than you do for 6,200 with Subban. These are all last 21 day stats. These are over a 9-game period for Nashville. Let's see who else is a good player to point out here. Boston. Bergeron's going to win the MVP this year if he keeps playing like he's done. He's making a case for himself. We also like to target Spooner, DeBrusk, and Krejci. Boston 2 has been doing us pretty well lately. SOG block shots are not there like they are with line 1, but Boston on the road, when in doubt, play line 2 on the road. Usually play Boston line 1's at home. Just nature hockey with the home team advantage. The home team gets second line choice, so they can pair up their lines with whoever they want during the face-offs. So that usually opens up the away team to have their second line go up against the weaker defensive line for the home team. In some cases, most cases, it's not a solid rule. You'll see with the New York Islanders last night. The Islanders just leak everywhere. They don't have a defensive line. They don't know how to play defense at all. Let's see who else. Just trying to find you guys. Erik Karlsson. Ottawa sucks. Carlson's a pretty good player. He's getting high numbers here. Let's look at this Rangers-Ottawa game. So you have where'd it go on me? There you go. So you have the 28th ranked Corsi for 60 team playing the 23rd ranked Corsi for 60 team. And you also have the 29th and 30th ranked Corsi against 60 teams. So what's that tell you? These teams do not shoot a lot. They're not scoring a lot. And they give up a lot of shots and a lot of goals. This may be a case for Lundqvist to have some regression, to start looking like the all-star he used to be against a weak Ottawa team. But the Islanders have had a trend last week, about a week or so ago. They were scoring quite a bit. Now the Rangers looked really terrible. Their GM came out and told them that they are going to blow the team up. They're going to go into rebuild mode. Just about everybody's on the trade block, and they responded. They came out and they started scoring. So, still not great, but they're showing some signs of life over the last 3 games. So if you look, these 5 goals and 2 assists for line 1 over the last 8 games is probably mostly from the last 3 games. They were just really, really bad. So, for a big slate, now this is an early slate, so you got a 4-game slate here. This has potential GPP stacks on it because from my perspective, usually when 2 really bad teams match up against each other, things get ugly, they get sloppy, they get wild, and a lot of goals go in the net. Could end up being a 1-0 game. Could be the most boring game in history. Could go to 0-0 tie going into the shootout. It could end 8-7. Vegas seems to think that it's going to be low scoring, a 5.5 over under. Could be a 3-2 game, a 4-1 game, something along those lines. But there's definitely some interesting things in these numbers. Now, let's see. Let's look at Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh has the best power play in the league. Trending down a little bit. They're still pretty hot, though. 22.7% going up against a pretty good penalty kill. Fifth ranked penalty kill, 83.3 over the last 8 games. Nothing to shake a stick at there. But the Toronto Maple Leafs, for adjusted Corsi, are the 29th ranked team with 67 shot attempts per game against for the last 21 days. And if you look at the adjusted Corsi for the Penguins, 58, 60 for the season. Penguins are going to get a lot of shots. Anderson, if he plays well, he might break the slate as a GPP goalie because he might make 40 saves and get a win. if he doesn't let anything in. Most likely the Penguins are going to roll over Toronto. Let's go back to our lines here. So you also have Auston Matthews has been playing pretty damn good recently. If you notice, because they're not shooting, shots on goal, block shots totals are not very high for these guys. Their floors are not there. The upside is. 10 goals, 13 assists over the last 8 games for line 1. 13 goals, 17 assists for line 2. Line 2 is playing better than line 1 at the moment. As unbelievable as that sounds, when you have Auston Matthews center in your front line and the second line is outscoring. These are pretty good offensive numbers for Toronto. And we come over to the Pittsburgh side. They just can't make a decision on their lines. Their lines are all over the place. But you have Crosby, Malkin, who is a better player than Crosby, and Kessel, who is also a better player than Crosby. Look at this. Lines 1, 2, and 3. You got stud players centering 3 lines of offense for this team. And you get a mixed match of players from all 3 lines on the power play. One thing that's been consistent is Hagelin and Malkin have been playing together. Malkin is getting 9 goals out of it. They haven't scored much on power play, but look, power play 2 is getting it done. Letang and Rust got on the board recently. Gensel is getting on the board. Gensel's playable. Kessel's playable. Malkin's playable. Crosby, screw that guy. You also get a lot of value. The problem is with guys like Sheary and Rust and Simon, who's not even projected on the top 2 at the moment. You get value with those guys as long as they actually stay on the top 2 lines and play with the guys that you want to stack them with. But because of these lines changing so often, 2 nights ago it was Sidney, Crosby, Simon, and Rust on line 1. And a game or 2 before that, they were on line 2 with Malkin. And then a game before that, they were split up where one was on 1 and one was on 2. So again, here now you got one that's on line 2 and the other one's probably on line 3. So yeah, that's what we got with that. I just want to show you guys real quick too. These are some websites you're going to want to look at if you're unfamiliar with hockey. Left Wing Lock. These are where you're going to get your goalie confirmations from. The one thing that you can relate hockey and NBA to is, at least with hockey, you're not going to have last minute guys, unless somebody gets hurt in warm-ups. You're not going to have last-minute changes in your lineups, but you do have to watch your goalie confirmations throughout the day, because sometimes the later games, the 10 o'clock Eastern games, you might not get a goalie confirmed until a few minutes before lock. We've gone to lock sometimes with a guy still projected. Usually at that point, if a guy's still projected, he's most likely going to start, because if there's been no news broken by then that a different goalie is going to start that game, you're usually pretty good, but it's still a nervous situation. So obviously this early in the morning, these are projections. These are guesses. These could change. Anderson's definitely playing. Rance is definitely playing. Forsberg's definitely playing. And Luongo definitely playing. So Luongo coming back from injury. I'm sure Florida's going to be happy to have him back. Daily face-off. I like these for line combinations. You can get line combinations from Left Wing Lock. I like daily face-off for their line combinations as well. So you'll get news from practices and skates throughout the day, coaches leaking stuff. Lines will change sometimes throughout the day. Sometimes, you might get exactly these line combinations at the start of a game, and then somebody goes, but other times you go watch practice and they'll have different line combinations out there. So that stuff will update. All right, so we got Left Wing Lock, we got daily face-off, and that's it, guys. DFSArmy.com. Coupon code KickSave. NASCAR is starting. Daytona 500 tomorrow. We are all set for that. UFC, we are kicking ass in cash games for UFC. We just brought Big Marley on board, if you're familiar with him. Our own guy, Eric Forsland, has been great for MMA. Fantasy Football Geek, pretty good mind for MMA. We got great guys for MMA. We got Taco, Nil J, Brady's Miller for NASCAR. They're doing a bang up job there. We just learned that DraftKings has added the Xfinity Series to their contests, so we got guys working on that. Just great group of people. Like I said, most of the magic happens here in our Slack chat. There's going to be a lot of activity in here, a lot of talking, a lot of coaching. We don't give you lineups. We teach you how to make your own. So, all right, guys. Good luck. See you later.